Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about a brand new collection from Dior. I have the Backstage Collection. I'm so excited about this. As soon as I saw the pictures like on Trend Mood or something, I was like done and done. I've been waiting for this, so I'm very excited to share this with you guys. What I'm going to do, as always, I'm going to show you all the products I have, talk about them, and then I will get into the demo and I'll give you guys my thoughts at the end. The first thing I got from the Backstage Collection is the Glow Face palette right here. Now, all the swatches are actually going to be on my leg today. I had to find a spot without a tattoo because my daughter is not here, and I was like, oh crap, I need swatches. So bear with me and keep in mind that it is a little bit darker than her. Normally, she is like an NW15. My body and my legs right now are closer to like an NC30, possibly 35. So just keep that in mind. So for the palette, I have it swatched on my leg, but I couldn't get the shine from the lights for it, so I also put it on my hand. But you have 4 different glowing powders right here. One is strobe white, strobe gold, blush pink, and bronze blush. Now, I personally would not use these as cheek products because they're a little too shimmery, but overall, just a beautiful glowing face palette. And it retails for $45. This is the contour palette. This also retails for $45, and it comes in 4 different shades. We have highlighter light, highlighter deep, contour light, and contour deep. These appear to be, like the top 2 look like they might have a little sheen to them, but really on the skin, they all look pretty matte. And then I grabbed both of the eyeshadow palettes. I love this packaging, you guys. I meant to talk about that. It's just this acrylic, sleek packaging. Nothing like Dior has really done in the past, but I'm here for it. It's an artist collection. So this is the, what is this called? The Cool Neutrals palette. So you have 8 shades that have different sheens to them, and then you also have a primer right here. And then for the swatches, we have silver highlighter, ombre sculpting powder, shimmer pink, shimmer lilac, shimmer purple, matte pink, matte mauve, and matte plum. And then we also have a warm tone version, and this is the warm neutrals. Again, 8 different shades, and then the primer, gold highlighter, ombre sculpting powder, shimmer beige, shimmer copper, shimmer brown, matte nude, matte ochre, and matte charcoal. Both of the eyeshadow palettes are $49, and they also have a lip palette. That's $49, but I passed on that just because I'm not a lip palette person. I don't like carrying it around with me, don't like taking my lip brush and all that. So I told Kelsey that unless she was obsessed with it, that I wasn't going to get it, so I'm waiting on her. But then I have 2 more products. You guys have probably seen me use this once before. I have used this several times, so I'm going to tell you guys what I think about it. Not to first impressions, definitely a review. And this is the Backstage Face and Body Foundation. This retails for $40, and it comes in 40 different shades. It says it is the Dior makeup artist's secret weapon to create an instantly flawless complexion with ultra buildable coverage from natural nude glow to high coverage perfection. It has a second skin finish, and 91% of women said it was extreme condition proof. And then lastly, I picked up the Airflash Radiance Mist. This is the primer and setting spray. This you can use, as it says, 3 different ways. You can use it as a primer before your makeup, setting your makeup, and then also to touch up throughout the day to add a little bit of luminosity. And this guy is $50. So I'm going to try all these things out and then tell you guys what I think about them at the end. So if you want to see how I created this look, just keep watching. I have one eye already primed. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the other. I'm dipping into the Cool palette, and I'm using the primer right here. And this is a Delium 938. Just dipping in. And I'm going to prime my eye. Obviously, I already had like my brows done and they were sculpted and all that, but we're going to use this as the primer. Now, I have no idea if this works or not because I have not used these palettes before, but I really like the consistency of this. I found it to be really lightweight. It's not like dry and crinkly, and my shadow applied really nicely over top. We'll just have to see if it alters my shadows throughout the day. Taking my Tom Ford number 11 and MAC Blanc type. This is what I always use every single day to set my shadows. And then we will move on to my foundation. I got another color of the foundation. This is the Backstage Face and Body Foundation. If you watched my Get Ready With Me, I was using 2W and it was too dark, too yellow. So I got 1N because, ooh, the foundation did end up oxidizing quite a bit. So I thought I'm gonna go on the lighter end of things and try it out. I haven't put this on my face yet. I just made a mess. I'm gonna see how this color works. And if anything, I still have the 2W, so I can always just mix them if I need to. This is a Sonia Kashuk sponge. My face is a little lighter than my body right now, so again, I'm hoping that it deepens up a little bit and oxidizes, but we'll see. So this shade is clearly a little too light for me, but I'm gonna wait and I'm not gonna mix because I wanna see if this deepens up. If it doesn't deepen up, I'm just gonna mix the two because I wanna add a little bit of that yellow, but not quite that much. But I've been using this foundation and I love it. I'll give you guys all the details towards the end, but now I'm gonna apply my concealer and set my face. This is the Tarte Shape Tape. Becca Under Eye Brightening Powder and a Delium 785. Now I'm going to go in with my Hourglass powder, the loose veil setting powder, and a 974 from Delium to set the rest of my face. And I don't know if you guys can see it on camera, but yeah, it is starting to deepen up just a little bit. Now I'm going to go in with the contour palette right here, and according to this, the two lighter shades are highlighters, and then the two deeper ones are contour. Yeah, these are all too dark. Nothing in here is going to be highlighter for me. I'm going to take this shade right here, the top right, on a Kylie number 4. I'm sorry, it's a Kylie number 3, and I'm going to first apply this, and then I'm going to deepen it up a little bit and add a little contour with the next shade. Now I'm going to take the same brush and I'm going to dip into this shade right here, and I'm just going to add just a little bit more dimension. And then I'm going to go in with Adore Me from Jouer for my blush and a Zoeva 127. And I'm just mixing back and forth in between the two shades. And then lastly, I'm so excited to try this. Oh, so excited. This is the Face Glow palette. I'm going to take my Linda Hallberg 306 and we're going straight into this gold shade. Oh, I expected nothing less. It's going on the skin so effortlessly, beautiful, smooth. Oh yes, that's gorgeous. I think I'm going to take just a hint of this white, and I'm going to go right at the highest point right here on both sides, just for a little extra something something. And then I'm going to buff using my Sisley powder, and we will move on to the eyes. I'm going to zoom you guys in, and I'll be going in with the Cool Neutral palette. Wayne Goss number 18 and the pink at the bottom left-hand side. I'm going to use this as my transition shade. Same shade and a MAC 221. I'm running this all along the lower lash line. Middle shade, bottom row, and again the Wayne Goss number 18. I'm starting on the outer V and then working it into the crease. Same shade again on the lower lash line. Wayne Goss number 17 in the top right hand shade. I'm just going to do the same thing that I did last time, a little bit more precise, and this is just going to add just a little bit more depth. And using this smaller, denser brush is going to keep it just a little bit more precise. Lower lash line again. MAC 221 in the last shade in the middle row. I'm going to deepen up the outer V. Hourglass number 5, and I'm just going to take that shade a little closer right up against the lash line to kind of smoke it out. MAC 242 in the top row middle shade. I'm just taking this all over the lid. You could use this wet if you want it to be more intense, but I like the subtle sheen. I'm taking the last shade in the palette on a Linda Hallberg 333, and I'm just taking this and rubbing it right against the lash line. I'm going to do this to the bottom as well. Now I'm going to take the Face Glow palette, and I'm taking that pink shade on a Delium pencil brush and popping it right on the inner corner. And then the white right at the brow arch. And just a hint of it right on top of the pink, and then I'm going to go add on some mascara. Okay, so I finished off the eye, just mascara and liner on my inner rim, so top and bottom. Nars via Veneto, of course, and then I've kind of been obsessing over the new colors from the Anastasia matte lipstick line, so I put on a Sweet Pea, a nice little purpley pink shade. And then this ridiculously small lip maximizer, the shade is 001. It came with my package. This is tiny. But there's one more thing that we have to try. It's this guy right here. I've been holding out. Have not tried this, but I've really been wanting to. This is the Airflash Radiance Mist. It's a primer and setting spray. I have not tried this, obviously, as a primer because I haven't tried it yet, but I'm going to, and I'll let you guys know. But today we're going to use it as a setting mist. Oh, let's shake it up. Test spray. Yep, okay, we're going to hold this back a little bit. Oh my God, it smells so good. It doesn't even feel wet, like slightly damp, but it doesn't feel like, you know when you get a bunch of water droplets all over your face and you're like, whoa, that's too much. This feels like a mixture of powder and damp. It feels so good. Okay, let me get a mirror. Oh my, I don't know if it's, do you guys see a difference? Did that do a difference on camera? Because I feel like it's almost like the buffing technique in a bottle. This could be like the single prettiest setting spray. I don't even care if it makes my makeup last any longer because, oh my God. Like, I thought my makeup looked good to begin with, but this just was like, you thought you looked good, now let's let you really see the goodness. Oh yeah, obsessed. Okay, I gotta stop looking at myself. Let's go over each of the things. This, I'll have to see if it actually gives any kind of longevity or not. I don't care. I don't care if it does or not. It can melt my makeup off in 8 hours and it'll be fine because this looks really good. So loving this. This is probably my favorite thing of everything. Eyeshadow palette performed just like I thought it was going to, so I love it. I really like this. I do wish that the shimmers were just a little bit more shimmery. Again, you could use them wet and it would be just fine. But I didn't buy these anticipating them to be really shimmery. You know what I mean? It's like, I knew that they weren't going to be. I think the eye look is beautiful, and the only thing I will say is that this primer, I like it. It works just fine, but the darker shades in here definitely have a little bit more kick up. The powder can get into this, so you're gonna have to make sure you're constantly blowing it off and in the opposite direction so that the product doesn't get in here. I will say I will continue to use this when I have this palette, or either of the palettes. These performed exactly how I thought they were going to, so for me, definitely a hit, but not a necessity. Like, I wouldn't say go run out and get this, but if you're interested in it, it does work really nicely. If you like the new formula that they released last year, I think you'll like these. Obviously, I have not used the warm one, but just based on the swatches and everything, I would again expect it to perform the same. And what I really like about this is it's not just a warm palette, it is warm and cool tones, warm, cool neutral tones in here. So I think this is gorgeous. So I can't wait to actually use this. Guys, my face still feels like a cloud. It feels like a cloud. I am in heaven with that. Now for the foundation, it definitely did oxidize just a little bit. Again, you have to keep in mind, I did put on bronzer and all that, but it is just a little bit deeper, but it does match my shoulders much better now. So I think a mix of this one and the 2W, just as I need it through the summer, will be just fine. If you're an NC20, I would think, without seeing the shades, I would think that you would probably want to pick up the 1W, because 2W is far too dark. If you want to see that, just check out my last video. But it lasted on me all day long. I didn't end up getting really shiny. I want to say it was 8 hours before I really even saw anything, and it was minimal. It's very lightweight on the skin. I don't think that this really builds up to a full coverage. You probably could, but personally, I would rather wear something that just does full coverage right off the bat instead of continuously building. I definitely think that you can get a solid medium out of this with 2 layers, especially if you use a brush. If you want more coverage, go for the brush, but personally, I like the sponge. I think this is going to be one of my go-to foundations for the summer because it lasts really well, but it's also really lightweight on the skin. I just think it's really beautiful, and I love that they finally came out with 40 shades right out the gate. The Face Glow palette, stunning. I am so happy I got this. You know, I'm not going to end up using the pink and the brown shade as much. I'm going to have to use it like eyes. I could probably dust this over to kind of give some radiance, but I still think it's going to be a little bit too dark. This shade right here reminds me so much of Bonk Disable, the palette from Nars. So if you missed out on that and the shade that everybody talked about, you want something similar, this is the closest thing that I have found. Very smooth, very creamy, no texture involved. It's not glittery. This is beautiful. If you're interested in the contour palette, I think it's a good contour palette. It's not patchy. It blended out really well. It says that these 2 on top are highlight shades. Yeah, this palette for highlighting, not the like shimmery kind of highlight, but just brightening kind of highlight. This isn't going to work for anybody that isn't medium tan or darker, but I like it. I think it's beautiful, but I don't need it. Like, I probably won't grab for it very much. I think it's good quality, but definitely not a must-have. All right, you guys, that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know down below if you're planning on grabbing anything. If you already have, let me know. I'd love to hear from you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.